Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here we will present a learning video about themes in literary work appreciation. Beforehand, introduces from Group 10, which consists of myself, Lilis Sugiarti, and my group mate Deni Ramdani. Okay, just go to discuss. Definition of theme. The theme in story is its underlying message or big idea. In other words, what critical belief about life is the author trying to convey in the writing of a novel, play, short story, or poem. This is belief or idea. Transcends cultural barriers. It is usually universal in nature. When a theme is universal, it touches on the human experience, regardless of race or language. It is what the story means. Often, a piece of writing will have more than one theme. The importance of using theme. The importance of using theme in narrative is unparalleled. The theme is the underlying idea an author is trying to convey to an audience. A story without major ideas for the characters and readers to experience, think through, and learn from is not a story at all. A story by its very nature must have a theme, sometimes many major and minor themes all throughout. Themes are the ideas book clubs, poets, playwrights, literature students, film enthusiasts, movies makers, and creative writers mull over in depth. They are the meaning behind the entire story, the deeper reasons that the story has been written and shared. Type of theme. First, minor themes. Minor themes are, on the other hand, less important and less enduring. They may appear for parts of the narrative only to be replaced by another minor themes later in the narrative. They provide discuss points for a chapter or two, but do not color the entire story. A book on war may have minor themes such as the home front reaction to war or the political aspect of war. A romance novel may have minor themes such as flirtation, marriage, and fidelity. Next, major themes. Major themes are just as they sound, the more important and enduring themes of the narrative. Major themes are the most significant themes of the story, and often they are a part of the entire story. A book on war would have the major themes of war's effect on humanity, whereas a romance novel would have the major themes of love. Presentation of themes. A writer presents themes in literary work through several means. A writer may express a theme through the feelings of his main character about the subject he has chosen to write about. Similarly, themes are presented through thoughts and conversation of different characters. Moreover, the experience of the main characters in the course of a literary work gives us an idea about its theme. Finally, the action and event taking place in a narrative are consequential in determining its theme. Function of theme. Theme is an element of story that binds together various essential elements of a narrative. It is often a truth that exhibits universality and stands true for people of all cultures. Themes give readers better understanding of the main character's conflict, experience, discoveries, and emotion as they are derived from them. Through themes, a writer tries to give his readers an insight into how the world works or how he or she views human life. Difference between a theme and a subject. It is important not to confuse a theme of a literary work with its subject. Subject is a topic that acts as a foundation for a literary work, while a theme is an opinion expressed of the subject. For example, a writer might choose a subject of war for his story, and the theme may be his personal opinion that war is curse of humanity. Usually, it is up to the readers to explore the theme of literary work by analyzing characters, plot, and other literary devices.
Common themes in literature. The best literary themes explore human nature on a universal level. It's no surprise then that multiple books may share the same central idea. Each of the following popular theme examples reveals the human condition and offers readers food for thought long after the story is finished. And the six common themes in literature are: first is love, second is good, good versus evil, third is redemption, fourth is coming of age, fifth courage and perversions, sixth is revenge. Common themes in literature: love is one of the most universal themes in literature. As in life, in fact, the theme of love is underpins many of the stories we've discussed so far. Love can be a force for good that inspires people to sacrifice themselves for others, or a toxic force that that drives people to madness or violence. Different flavors of love as a literary theme include forbidden love, yearning, and disapproval collide in the forbidden love stories, which often find star-crossed lovers and hearting towards a tragic fate. Examples include Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare and Atonement by Ian McEwan. Family love stories about the love between parents and children of siblings often explore the costs of challenge of family loyalty. Examples include The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner and My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. Unrequited love: the pain of loving someone who does not return your affection is a frequent subject in literature. Examples include The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux and The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. Friendship: the power of friendship to carry people through hard times and change them, whether for better or worse, is an especially common theme in young adult literature. Examples include The Body by Stephen King, adapted into a film Stand By Me, and The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Common themes in literature. Literary theme 2: God, Good versus Evil. The classic battle between light and dark, altruism and antagonism. The theme of good versus evil stretches beyond even biblical times. A story about God triumphing or over evil may pit two characters directly against each other, as in the J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, or main characters against society as large as in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. In addition, the theme of good versus evil may be explored through the external actions and dialogue of the characters, or via their internal struggle to do the right thing when faced with temptation. Literary theme 3: Redemption. Failures or tragedies set the stage for a sad story, but it doesn't have to end this way. In books that employ redemption as a central theme, characters see the errors of their ways and strive to right the wrongs they've committed, making for an uplifting tale. Stories of redemption often involve a reformed character sacrificing his or her freedom or life. Examples of stories that explore redemption include A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens and Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Common themes in literature: literature theme for coming of age, also known as a M.Hum's roman, a classic coming-of-age story, follows one of more characters during their journey of growing up into adulthood. This character may experience everything from a loss of innocence to an awakening of self-awareness before finally reaching maturity. While coming-of-age stories are popular in young adult literature, they are also common in memoirs. Examples of books that employ coming of age as a central theme include Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and The Catcher in the Rye by G.D. Salinger. Literature theme 5. Courage and Perversion. The theme of the human spirit in the face of adversity is a hugely popular theme in literature, film, and real life. Characters in a story about courage under difficult circumstances of impossible odds, perversing through sheer determination, grit, and goal. Examples of stories with courage as their central theme include A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Angel and Black Hawk Down by Mark Bowden. Literature theme 6. Revenge. A common plot in literature, the theme of revenge sets up a conflict between one character and his or her enemies as he or she journeys to avenge wrongs done of them. A revenge story may depict the trials a character must endure in order to achieve their vengeance, or explore the human cost and moral dilemmas ordering pursuing vengeance in the first place. Examples of stories that use revenge as their central theme include The Iliad by Homer, Carrie by Stephen King, and The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, and The Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And maybe that's all we can cover in this presentation. We apologize if there is a mistake in the pronunciation and presentation in the material. I, Deni Ramdani, and my colleague is Lilis Sugiarti. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.